Are you around 50 and just not feeling like yourself anymore? You're navigating the perfect storm for metabolic dysfunction. And in this video, we're going to address first how this is not your fault, it's biology. And second, what are 5 of the hidden dangers and impacts that influences us from gain weight to cognitive dysfunction and other dysfunctions. And third, what are some solutions that you can apply right now so that you are stable in the eye of the storm while this happens. I'm Dr. Cristina, and let's start with part 1. It's not your fault, it's biology. First, it's like reverse puberty, meaning there's a big hormonal change, unpreventable change that the body undergoes. This is because the estrogen levels dropped, which leads to less muscle mass, which eventually decreases the metabolism. And it's not only that, the fat redistributes. Estrogen took care so that the fat goes around the hips and arms. With much less of it, what happens is the fat goes around the middle, and all of a sudden, here's the belly fat, which is a lot of visceral fat, which is a metabolically active fat that increases inflammation and has a lot of different other effects on our bodies. So hormone shifts, fat starts to change, and this kind of makes us want to take action and do some things about it, exercise more, maybe restrict different things. And this is where part 2 comes in, the hidden dangers. First is the calorie trap. When weight starts to redistribute or even increase, because it does increase. If before menopause, women gain like 1% fat per year, around perimenopause, they start gaining like 1.7% per year fat. This happens even if they eat the same thing, move in the same way, doing the same thing, the fat accumulation more than doubles. That's why I said it's not your fault. Well, when that happens, well-intended women like us try to manage the situation and start calorie restriction. Just eating less, which overall, it's a little bit of danger there. Because when they're eating less, they have less energy. The storm itself leads to some less energy, but even restriction itself, less energy. And then it's a danger regarding the muscle. The muscle mass decreases because of the estrogen dropping, but also because under calorie restriction, we're losing muscle mass. And that further slows the metabolism, triggers sarcopenia, which cascades even further in the dangers that I'm talking about here. Percentage-wise, just decreasing calories is not a good idea. We're going to look at macros when we are going to discuss the solutions. There's something to adjust there. Second hidden impact, it's on sleep. Sleep gets interrupted, night sweats, anxiety, interrupt the sleep. These are going like a cascade. When that happens, the cortisol that's already rising, it's rising even more. It's stressed because less food, it's stressed because less sleep, and then it's life. Children moving out, work changing, relationship changing, aging parents, which leads to cortisol getting chronically high. All of these things further cascade into the insulin resistance. High cortisol, high visceral fat cause a cellular shift. Even if you eat the exact same food, you move the same, and even if the blood sugar stays the same, the insulin raises. And this is an early sign that you can actually check. There's an index that measures insulin and glucose, fasting insulin and fasting glucose, that gives you an idea about the insulin resistance, which furthers the cascade. High insulin makes it so that your tissues store the fat and don't let it go. And all of these things eventually causes brain inflammation. Combined with estrogen going down, the neural connections go down. So inflammation in the brain, slower connections, and this is the biological reality behind brain fog, which as you can tell by the speed of my speaking, I'm suffering from right now. The thing with the brain fog is that it's not permanent and it can be reversed. Let's talk about solutions now. I was thinking of giving you 3 solutions, and to be in the eye of this storm, we have to stop fighting biology and start working with it. How do we do this? First, radical self-compassion, the diet and exercise shift. Stop over-exercising, and I mean over-exercising because part of the solution, we'll talk about it later. And also stop eating less. Let's adjust the macros coming up. Solution 2, radical self-recovery. Take care of your rest and take care of your sleep. There's several ways in which you can do this, but first and foremost is like stop judging yourself and understand that you need to protect your sleep. Darker room at night, going to sleep early. Very important, get light in your eyes early in the morning. It is proven that 15 minutes of daylight first thing in the morning helps with your circadian rhythm and better sleep. So do these things that actually can protect your sleep. This would lead to lowering your cortisol levels in the evening, which also leads to lower visceral fat. When you take care of your rest, that's the foundation. But if you want to actively reset your metabolism and take care of that brain fog, I have 2 tools for you that share a similar mechanism, and I'm talking about intermittent fasting and ketosis. Ketochemistry is not quite a diet. Keto and intermittent fasting are therapeutic solutions. They're not standard calorie restriction. Intermittent fasting eventually does lead to lower total calorie intake, but you can actually combine them. And this is again even more advanced tool, one that you probably know. Quick intermittent fasting is 12 hours between 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. Be careful, don't snack on a little thing. If you get hungry, take a little bit of salt or water or tea, at least 12 hours, and then try to adjust it more toward 1 meal a day, or maybe even fasting even more, which has great benefits for health. Just gently. You don't want to stress yourself even more, right? So just gently. And 12 by 12, it's keto. It's a chemistry change in your body. Most people eat a rich carbohydrate diet, which makes energy readily available, very fast energy, very soon. That leads to spikes in insulin and drops in insulin, which leads to cravings, which leads to eating more, which leads to more fat stored. And during this time of the metabolic storm, the fat gets stored and is not easily accessible. That's one way in which our body functions. But there's another way, which is burning ketones for energy. And this is far more efficient. Burning a ketone gives you more energy than burning carbohydrates. And it's not only that, but it feeds your brain better and clears the brain fog and restores the mental clarity. And also, when the body is in ketosis, the insulin levels go down. In itself has huge influence on the insulin resistance, visceral fat, and all that. There's so many things that are happening during this switch from burning carbohydrates to ketones that probably gonna keep that for next video, where I'm also gonna share the pros and the cons of switching to a keto chemistry, keto diet. We talked about 3 solutions. First, stop restricting everything, right? Second, take care of your sleep and rest. And third, try to switch the way you eat. I'm not saying do all 3 of them right now tomorrow, but today you can start with one. You can start with prioritizing your rest and sleep, with stopping the self-judgment, with something to give yourself more ease. I didn't mention the breath. When you breathe in and breathe out longer, your nervous system calms down, and that means your cortisol stops being elevated all the time as if the tiger is chasing us when it's not. Switching the way you eat to help recover and heal at a deeper level requires some preparation and requires some knowledge. And I bet many of you already know that. And if you don't know how to start, you don't know what to eat, you don't know exactly what numbers to look for, I'm putting together a get ready guide, and you can get on the list and I'll send it to you once it's ready. And tell me in the comments, what part of the storm hit you harder? Was it the weight, the fog, or the sleep, or three of them? Thank you for watching and see you next time.